what I'm going to reveal to you in this episode is going to help you completely eliminate poverty mindset, hidden poverty mindsets that have been keeping you broke, keeping you paycheck to paycheck, and ultimately just keeping you down. We're going to get rid of those things forever. That's a bold statement, but if you start to apply what I'm going to teach you today, you're going to learn how to identify them, isolate them, weed them out, and replace them with God's promises for increase so that your life can begin to travel in that direction. Our lives are going to begin to go in the direction of our dominant thoughts. I mean, this is going to be a great episode for you. This is getting back to my roots. This is getting back to my original message, the original stuff I help people with. This is a powerful one, and I'm going to enjoy talking and teaching this to you guys today because I know the results that it gets for people. I've been teaching this stuff for years, and some of my most powerful, techniques or strategies are going to come out in today's episode. So I'm super excited. If it's your first time here and you're excited about this content, I'd ask you please like this video, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. It's going to help the YouTube algorithm push this out to more people. I'm going to feel the love. It helps support the channel, and it would mean a lot to me. Now, I also have a free gift for you. If you head over to financialincrease101.com, I'll put the link in the description below as well. I got a free gift for you. It's going to be a guide that's going to help you find these poverty mindsets and eliminate them forever. This is stuff people talk about in the business world, but nobody's teaching it to the church world. Why do you think the church world has been broke for so long? No one's teaching this stuff. Well, you got me. I'm bringing it over here, and we're going to help you win. We're going to help you escape the budgeted life. We're going to help you be radically generous, increase financially, and in all areas of your life. So head over to financialincrease101.com, grab that free guide. It's going to bless you. It's going to help you. All right, now, I got a comment the other day on one of my YouTube videos, and this lady has most likely been through our courses, Kingdom Money Mastery, Increase University, because of what she said is the stuff that we talk and teach in depth over there. So what she said was, oh man, and this is, if you're new to the channel, this you might not get it at first, but hang around with us and you will see how the Increase family thinks and the results they're getting. So this lady was telling me that her 11-year-old son was holding the refrigerator door open. And so it bugged her a little bit, and some of those old money mindsets rise up. And she starts telling her son, hey, close the door. You're letting all the cold air out. And I think she was going to make a comment about, I'm going to start charging you every time you do this because the electric bill and all those different things. Her 18-year-old son over here is listening to the conversation, has listened to his mom preach and teach this increase message, this eliminating poverty mindsets message, the abundant mindset message, and calls her out on it. Mom, you're focused on the lack right now. You're focused on that's a poverty mentality if I've ever heard one, Mom. And she laughed and she posted that comment. I hope she doesn't mind me sharing that story because it encouraged me. We do these little things. So think about it. Let's go real life. You got the fridge door open. And look, I've heard this from my parents growing up. I have an incident in my memory of spending the night at a friend's house when I'm in second or third grade, and how my friend, who was the same age as me, he was 8 years old, is reaming me out because I'm holding his refrigerator door open looking for something to eat because his parents reamed him out for doing that. It is ridiculous, guys. You are wasting cold air by holding the fridge door open. What you're really saying is, I am afraid that you are going to cause my electric bill to go up, and because of that, it will waste my money, or maybe I won't be able to pay my bill or something. And in fact, if you break it down why you would be upset with somebody for holding the fridge door open, you can't help but feel ridiculous because it's so silly. And we're always worried about wasting. Well, we got that from our parents, who most likely got that from their parents, who grew up in the Depression, and that was on their minds all the time. Got it from their parents because they're always afraid of running out, running out, running out, running out. It begins to manifest itself in silly things like holding the refrigerator door open. All right. Another example is right now it's summertime in Oklahoma. It's in the high 90s, sometimes in the hundreds. It's a little toasty right now. Well, you leave that front door open and you start to think, oh, you close that door. You don't want to air condition the whole neighborhood. You're just wasting it, just wasting it, just wasting it. Well, truth is, we've got kids. We like to go in and out, front door and back door, playing in the yards and all the different stuff. Sometimes we just leave the door open for a little bit. I ain't worried about it. But there was a lady, one of my daughters has a speech teacher. I don't think she watches this show, but she's a speech teacher. If you do, we love you. And she was leaving and we were talking with her, but we had the door open and it was bugging her. Our house. But it was bugging her that the door was open. And she had to say something like, hey, Caroline, could you go shut the door? I know your parents don't want to waste all that air and all that AC and air condition the whole neighborhood. I didn't even notice. I mean, I'm standing in front of it, but I didn't even notice the door is open in that sense. Like, doesn't cross my mind. Didn't even think about it. But these are, oh, Travis, you're probably thinking, Travis, that's silly, that's stupid, that's ridiculous. Of course you don't want to waste those air. Of course you want to shut the fridge. Of course you want to shut the front door. That would be just wasteful. No, I enjoy having the door open. If I want to keep the fridge door open for 8 minutes, I'll keep it open for 8 minutes. And guess what? You won't notice your electric bill. You're not being wasteful. You're enjoying it. I'm taking my time. I'm looking through it. These are silly little things that actually have a major impact. Because I promise you, if you have this mentality with things like fridges and front doors, you have it everywhere. These are symptoms of a poverty mindset. Maybe that's what I'll title this message. Now, one of the things that we do in the Increase University is we talk about giving yourself an identity upgrade. A lot of the reasons we make financial choices and abundance mindsets, poverty stuff, is actually how you see yourself. You make a lot of these money choices because you don't feel worthy of things. Oh man, we talk about an inferiority complex, and that's actually why you're in poverty. Dude, it's good stuff. Y'all need to check it out. Links below. Promise you, you ain't never heard anything like this before, and it will change you. All right? Giving ourselves an identity upgrade. Now, so many great places I want to go with this one. Before we go to the identity upgrade, let me hit on one more thing. We begin to focus on the lack, which again plays into the fridge thing and the front door thing. Focusing on lack. So we currently, you may have noticed a few changes in my office. We are painting the inside of our home. All right. So it's about 4,000 square feet, and we painted pretty much every wall, ceiling, trim, door, everything except for a couple spaces, but pretty much changing the whole look of the inside of the house. We've painted the garage, and then we've had the painted garage with the speckles. Man, it really upgrades your house. I mean, just that feel, part of an identity upgrade. So we actually had that, but we changed the color. So now it's like a deep gray. Oh, it looks awesome. Anyway, we also got carpet coming next, and then the garage. Oh yeah, then we're gonna do all new landscaping. All right, so think about it for a minute. Painting the entire interior of your home, new carpet, new garage, basically, brand new landscaping, starting over, ripping it all out, starting over from scratch. And then we also just bought and paid for a trip to New York for me and my wife. All fun stuff, all super exciting stuff. But you are tempted. I've been tempted to watch the bank account go down. There's a decent chunk of change, put all those things together, or doing it all at once. And one of the things my bank account does, my online banking thing, is I've got about 13 different bank accounts because I teach a really powerful bank account structuring system that has helped us experience increase. Again, that's inside Kingdom Money Mastery and how to do that. But I've got about 13 bank accounts. You don't need that many. But what it also does is it shows you the sum total of all those bank accounts added together. So as soon as you log on, I see that big number. And you guys have seen my other videos. We talk about detaching your emotions from your bank account. Well, if you are not intentional, you will see that number get smaller, 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 and it starts to get painful, and you start to question things, right? We've done this. No matter how much is in your bank account, if you do this, it's painful. So I'm trying to make you aware of the fact that you do this so that you'll stop doing it, because it does not help ever. There's no good comes from doing this technique where you go in, you log in, and you see that account, you see that number, and you see how much it's gone down, and then you start to think about it. Well, you know what? Maybe we don't need the upgraded carpet. I know my wife had her heart set on like the ultra plush, the next level, the super thick padding, the one where it feels like walking on a cloud. But as I see that bank account, numbers getting lower. What if we did like maybe not the worst. Let's not get like the lowest grade carpet, but let's get the middle grade. We don't have to get the best. We won't need it. The middle, people are saying the middle one's just as good as the best one, right? So we probably just do that. And then with the New York trip, we don't have to fly first class. So let's just go economy. We'll be fine. We're just blue collar people anyway. Let's just go economy. We're not those rich folk. We don't need to do that. And then with the hotel room, we don't have to go in the highest floors. That's where it costs more because you get this New York City view. Let's just go like kind of mid or maybe something closer to the bottom. That would save us maybe $200. We could do that there. Do you see how looking at that bank account number informed your behavior? This is what we do, guys. This is not godly. This is not full of faith. This is not full of authority or power or increase or all the things that God has given us. When we make decisions like this, my pastor puts it like this: doubt comes when you see something and then say something. So you see that number in your bank account and you say, either out loud or to yourself, you see that number in your bank account and you say to yourself, I literally just caught a spider coming down and I just put it in the sink and washed him down. Maybe I'll edit that out. Maybe I won't. Y'all like me, right? That was the enemy trying to distract us from a super powerful point. So doubt comes when we see something and say something, either out loud or to ourselves. So you see that bank account and you say to yourself, it's getting smaller. We need to conserve our money. So I know we had our heart set on these things, but let's compromise that. We don't need this trip. We want it, sure, but we don't need it. And then we start making all these choices based off need. Well, we think that's what Christians do and what godly people do and good stewards do. Need, just need-minded all the time. And it's why Christians are broke. It's why they live paycheck to paycheck and are great with it. Totally satisfied with lack, with average, with just good enough, with middle class, with a white picket fence. Great with it. So doubt begins to come in. When we get great with middle class, great with okay, great with average, when this whole time God is saying, I've got the best for you. Guys, remember Isaiah 1:19? If you're willing and obedient, you'll eat the best of the land. And I take that as, yeah, I will eat the best. I will drive the best. I will live in the best. I will wear the best. That's how I take it. My job, my business, my life will be the best. My marriage will be the best. My children will be the best. If I'm willing and obedient. Now that obedience comes in with the stuff I'm teaching you here. I am obedient to study this out. Don't even take Travis's word for it. Grab the scriptures that I teach. Ask God about these things. Develop in this for yourself. Put in the work. God, I'm going to work on my money mindset. Show me where I have hidden poverty mindsets I didn't even know were there. Please reveal them to me. Shine a light on them. If I say things like the refrigerator deal and the front door deal and the different stuff like that, tell me. A buddy of mine, he was talking about how he's just really diving back into the Word, and he's been listening to a bunch of sermons and listening to a bunch of different like course-like material, and just learning about God and faith and increase and abundance mindsets. And he's just been one of his favorite ways to learn is to listen to it in his car while he drives. Well, the other day he was like, man, I really wanted to go for a drive because I was listening to this sermon and I just wanted to get out and drive and listen. It's where I do my best thinking, and it's where I can just like shut everything out and focus. Just want to get out there. But gas prices being so high, I didn't do it. And then I thought to myself, what a ridiculous thought. I'm about to go work on myself and develop on myself in my faith. I'm going to go develop my faith. And then I think, no, better not, with gas prices being so high. Do you think, and he he caught himself with this poverty thinking, but for you listening, do you think that first thought was from God? Hey, I would like to go develop in my faith. Let me go listen to this sermon, this preaching I'm excited about. And I'm going to go put myself in an environment that helps me learn best. Of course that's God. Of course he wants you to grow and develop. Man, we read about that in 2 Peter 1 in one of the previous videos. He wants you to grow and develop in these things. And it's on you to grow and develop in these things. So here's my buddy about to go do that. Then the second thought immediately comes. Yeah, but. Remember doubt? You see the gas prices and you say to yourself, yeah, but with gas prices so high, I don't want to waste money. Or that would be a waste of money. Guys, that is the enemy. Remember John 10:10? The thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So if it's a thought that has to do with that, stealing your time, your faith, your money, killing and destroying about the relationship you're about to go work on and develop on with God, of course that's the devil. Of course that's the enemy. He gets you focused on the lack, because the next part of that verse, John 10:10, Jesus is talking here, and Jesus says, I came to give you life, to have it in the full, to enjoy it to the full till it overflows. That's John 10:10 in the Amplified. Go read it. To have and enjoy life and to have it in abundance. You can go and drive and listen to sermons and you will not go bankrupt. Your bank account will not go negative. Whatever worst case scenario you think is going to happen is not going to happen. You will be fine. In fact, you'll be better than fine, because you will go and God will honor the fact that you took the time to go and get alone with him, to develop in the things of God. My friend's story sounds ridiculous when you say it out loud. Yet, we've been doing things like that in a bunch of arenas for our entire adult lives. And I'm here to make you aware of it. So you can say, oh my goodness, Travis, I do that junk too. The battle's in your mind. This is a mindset thing, and it's what you choose to focus on. It's why God gave us scriptures like Colossians 3:2, where it says, set your mind on things above, the realities of heaven, not the things of this earth. Well, gas prices are the things of this earth. The realities of heaven is that you're abundantly supplied. Philippians 4:19, 2 Corinthians 9:8 says you will always have more than enough, more than what you need. So you can take care of your stuff and have plenty left over to give to every good work. That's a promise of God. But we have to stand on it when a fear-based thought, a lack-based thought comes in that says, you shouldn't go drive because gas prices are so high. Side note, I've ran the gas price exercise with people, and just to show them, one, this gas price is high thing, has been a thing since the 70s. It's all relative. Two, when you do the math and actually see how much more per month you're spending, at the max, it's like $140 a month more. You can believe God for an extra $140 a month. God, you see these expenses. Philippians 4:19 says, you promised to meet all of my needs according to your riches and glory. Well, I have a need. That need has increased. I thank you for your promises, and you promised to meet that need. So I'm not going to worry about it. And so, besides, Matthew 6:31 says, do not worry, saying, what will we eat? What will we wear? Where will we live? How will we pay rent? How will we pay gas? So I'm going to follow Jesus' command, and I'm not going to worry about those things saying, because the next verse says, your heavenly Father knows you need these things. He'll take care of it. Let's get past this stuff, guys. He's good. God's good. He loves you. He knows what's going on. He's got you. He's got your back. You don't have to worry about doors being open. Right? This ain't the Great Depression. Even in the Great Depression, these promises still apply. I'm not letting them off the hook either. I'm trying to get you to see these little poverty mindsets that are controlling your life. Whew, I'm getting fired up. All right. Things like, okay, back to focusing on the lack here for a minute, is with my house renovations. We can choose to look at the number dwindling and focus on it. And then every time you go and spend or make a decision, you go back to that number and watch it dwindle. We like to have a big number in our bank account. I get it. Of course we do. But we have to be careful with this, because the reason we like a bigger number is because we feel more secure. I get it. But God is to be our security. It's okay to have a big number in your bank account. I believe you should. Let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's get it. Yup. 100%. But if it takes the place of God in your life, that's when you get into trouble. There's a proverb that says, if you trust in riches, down you will go. You're going to fall. So we don't put our trust in riches. So if that number gets smaller, yet I'm doing the things that I'm renovating the house. It's making this place, it feels brand new again. It feels fresh. I'm super excited. The new carpet's going to be amazing. It's exciting. It's livened up the place. Man, doing the garage, redoing it, that has made a major impact in my life and how I feel and how I show up. It's phenomenal. It looks amazing. People walk into the house and they're like, wow, this looks so good. They see my garage door open and they see the cars in there and they're like, yo, what's that guy up to? What's that guy do? Man, that guy's different. And it starts conversations. I focus on those things, not the bank account dwindling. If you focus on the bank account dwindling, it informs your behavior and you will make new, compromised decisions. And these decisions will not result in what you actually want. You'll get the compromised carpet. You'll get the compromised paint. Man, you don't have to paint the garage floor. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right? Like, it's painted dark gray and it's got the speckles, like the black, white, and blue speckles, and it looks all like a rich people garage. Oh, you don't need that. You don't need that fancy stuff. You're not a fancy person. You're just from Oklahoma. You're from small town Oklahoma, Trav. Ain't nothing fancy. We don't do that stuff. We don't fly first class. We don't get the nice hotels. Man, we go get the cheap stuff. Man, I ain't staying in a room. If it's more than $100 per night, I ain't staying there. Like, I hear people say stuff like this. Just little compromised poverty mindsets. You don't understand what God has made available to you. Your dad's the king. You're a child of God. You are the highest form of creation he ever made. He says, I've made you kings and priests. You ain't acting like it. You ain't living like it. But you can be. And I think if you've made it this far in the video, you want to be. All right. I got some big stuff coming up. This was part 1. I'm going to make this a 2-part video. I don't know why. I'm just going to make it a 2-part video. In the next video, we're going to be talking about a little bit more about that identity upgrade. We're going to be talking about the scriptures I've been standing on as we've made some increased improvements to the house. We're going to be talking about flying first class, staying first class, doing some things like that. How to do it, why it's important that you do it, and I'll just touch on. Although I dive deeper in my paid programs, I'll let you in on some of the good stuff here. I'll leak some of it out here in part 2 of symptoms of a poverty mindset. See you guys in the next one.